Is TypeScript worth learning in 2024? The short answer is yes, most definitely. I'll be answering this question more thoroughly by diving into the pros and cons of the language so you can make an informed decision for yourself and devote your time to things that actually matter to you instead of fretting over whether this technology is worth learning. Okay, let's dive in. Pro number 1, TypeScript catches bugs at compile time. TypeScript is a statically typed language. What is a statically typed language? It's one where the types of the values we want to use in our program are defined as part of the code we write. JavaScript is dynamically typed, which means all variables are untyped and can even change over time. Let's say we have a variable foo and it's assigned to a string. In JavaScript, we are free to reassign this to a different value type, like a number. It's not a problem. There is no type information in the code itself about the variable foo. But with TypeScript, we have the ability to express that foo should always be a string. This way, when you try to transpile your code from TypeScript to JavaScript, the compiler will inform you of this error. That means your app can't be built without a fix and you always have predictable runtime types. This prevents an entire class of bugs caused by wrong type assumptions. Pro number 2 is wide adoption. What makes TypeScript really useful is that it infers the strictest possible type by default, even without defining the type. Take a look at this example. When we declare foo and assign it a string, TypeScript assumes that foo will always remain a string. Even without any types being explicitly defined, TypeScript will inform us of the incorrect type assignment. And because all valid JavaScript is technically valid TypeScript, you can begin passing your existing JavaScript through the TypeScript compiler without actually changing anything. And yes, you'll get compile time errors with the default settings, but you can loosen those settings to suit your needs and migrate the code to stricter types slowly. This has led a majority of projects to adopt TypeScript. At this point, it's overtaken the industry as the staple language for front-end development. It's wise to learn it because most teams rely on TypeScript for developing web applications. Pro number 3 is improved developer ergonomics. Because of the static type definitions, lots of tooling can be built around this new information. IDEs like VS Code from Microsoft are especially keen on harnessing the power of TypeScript. VS Code provides tons of features in the form of auto imports, autocompletes, and type definitions that pop up as you reference a symbol from another file. This means a developer can quickly do things like glance at the interface of a method, see which arguments are expected, and read any supplemental JS doc comments and more. In a nutshell, it makes developing apps a smoother experience. So downside number 1 is that TypeScript has a steeper learning curve. Learning the syntax for expressing types is extra stuff you have to learn on top of JavaScript. There's no getting around this fact. The good news, however, is that you can learn incrementally since you can still supply any and all existing JavaScript as is. This will require loose linting rules at first, but it's a good way to work your way to a more type-safe application over time. Downside number 2 is that TypeScript can potentially degrade developer productivity. The hidden dark truth to TypeScript is that it's powerfully expressive, perhaps too powerful. It allows us to type some really complicated dynamic type behavior that's common in JavaScript through complicated type syntax. This complicated type syntax makes it really easy to get lost in the weeds of trying to get static typing just right for a dynamically typed language. This can lead to verbose, overly complicated code that, while type safe, presents other issues in the form of maintainability and readability. This can be a real productivity killer if people are constantly getting stuck in the weeds of trying to express types rather than building features. Be careful of this one as you navigate this journey. So, in conclusion, it's wise to learn TypeScript in 2024 because it's become the industry standard for creating front-end applications. But perhaps, more importantly, over time, you'll find that it's hard not to use TypeScript when you want to build resilient stuff. Yes, there are a few downsides you'll want to be careful of, but it's still a no-brainer to me as a front-end developer in this day and age. Okay, and that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you liked it, consider subscribing to the channel. I post videos every week on software engineering. And if you're interested in becoming a software engineer or upskilling as a programmer, then check out my newsletter, thecommit.dev. I send weekly insights on how to be an effective programmer and high-performing individual. I'll leave a link to it in the video description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.